Hello, so today we are going to take a look at this attribute that Android has called clipToPadding. So it's an attribute on a view group, and the Android documentation says that it defines whether the view group will clip its children and resize, but not clip any edge effect to its padding. If padding is not zero, this property is set to true by default. So it's set to true by default, and we can set it to false. This description is a little bit not clear. It doesn't give us a good insight into what it does. So let's see a concrete example where we often use clipToPadding. So especially like in views that scroll, let's say a recycler view, this attribute sometimes is very handy. So the example that we'll take is a recycler view that has a padding set on the top and the bottom of the recycler view. So let's say it has a 16 dp padding top and 16 dp padding bottom. What is the issue here that clipToPadding can solve? So if we leave clipToPadding, if we don't define clipToPadding, then it takes its default value, which is true. And so let's say we have a list of 15 items. And so if we have a list of 15 items, then we have a top padding and the bottom padding. If you scroll, let's say we scrolled past 1 and 2, since we have a list of 15 items and we are at item 3. With clipToPadding set to true, the padding will still be visible even when you scrolled past the first element. And the similar thing here, let's say what's visible on the screen is just up to item 8. So we are not at the end, which is item 15. And so we will still have the padding in that case because clipToPadding is set to true. It's set to true, yeah. Now, if we set clipToPadding to false, then instead of just the paddings being normally applied like we had here to the entire view, it will only apply to the beginning and the end items. So here it applied to items that are not the beginning, like item 3, and the item that it is not the end, like item 8. But if we set clipToPadding to false, it won't apply to item 4 and 7, for example, because those are not the start and end items. And even item 3, item 8, it won't apply when we set clipToPadding to false. It will only apply if we are scrolling at item, we are all the way scrolled up at item 1 or all the way scrolled down at item 15. So let's see what this will look like. So after scrolling to the top, all the way to item 1, the padding will appear. And if we scroll all the way to the bottom, let's say, so in my example here, earlier I said maybe 15, let's just say 10. So if it's 10, then here, if we scroll all the way to the bottom to item 10, then we'll see the bottom padding. But if we are scrolled to an item that is not at the beginning, like item 4, the padding will not appear. This is what clipToPadding does. It will be even more useful to see this example here. So let's say we have this list of cheeses. You can see here in the example with the red cross here, the one with, so the red one with the red cross doesn't have clipToPadding set to false. It has it set to true. The one with the mark here, the green mark, this one has clipToPadding set to false. And so you can see the difference in the left one. When you scroll, you still have that padding, right? Which looks a little bit ugly when you scroll down. With the one on the right, the items scroll under the toolbar, making it nicer because we set clipToPadding to false. So when you scroll, you are not at the top element, the padding is removed, right? So this is the idea behind this. Okay, so now let's take a look at an example on Android Studio and see what it looks like. Okay, so now let's take a look at an app here to see what this will look like. So I have here just a simple app with a list of items that have these items that have the blue background. And then we have the header. We don't need to go into the details of the header. It's just on top of the list. It's just a simple text view on top of the list. And then we have this recycler view. It's wrapped in a swipe to refresh layout, but just to have the swipe to refresh behavior, but we don't need to worry about that. The main thing is we have this recycler view that has a padding. that has top, bottom, left, and right paddings. And we, in the main activity here, if we take a look at the main activity, we set the adapter for it, and we set like around 25 items. So just to match our example, let's set maybe 15 items, right? And then we have the adapter here that uses this item file, this XML file. It's just a text view. It has a start and an end padding for the item text, in the top and bottom padding, and it has this blue background. Okay, so that's the list, and these are the items. Now let's take a look at what we are interested in here. So the list has a padding, has a top and the bottom padding, and so now if I scroll down, you can see there is this portion here that is appearing between the header and the item that is scrolled, that we are at in the scrolling. And so you can see here, it does look bad, right? It doesn't look nice as we scroll. Okay, now how can we remove this? So the padding, so clipToPadding that we mentioned, if I set it to false, it should get rid of that padding when we are scrolling. That's what we just saw. So let's try that. So now with clipToPadding set to false, if I scroll up, you can see it goes under the header, and it's a lot nicer than what we had before. So here we see the padding when we are all the way scrolled up, but when we scroll down, there is no padding between the header and the items. And it looks a lot nicer, right? It looks a lot smoother. So you can see here, scroll down, and then when we scroll up, we have the padding. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for clipToPadding. Yeah, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye.